Road as blast hit Kabul Sikh temple. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. A beautiful good evening to you. Glad to have you join us on the news tonight. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. The Dr. Alex Okwemeskwe Oka went agog as farmers from the 21 local government areas of the state gathered for the official flag-off of the 2022 farming season by Governor Chukwuma Soludo. Also in attendance were processors, marketers, agro-dealers and producers of organic manure from within and outside Anambra State. Agric correspondent Ebeleza reports that this year's event was extraordinary as its feature for organic manure for easy transition to regenerative agriculture. We have the details.
Bridgehead Onitsha and note Governor Soludo during the ceremony maintained that all the open drugs markets in Anambra will relocate to Oba on the completion of the center, including the popular Obogu market. Bridgehead Onitsha and noted that the project is in line with his plan to build a livable and prosperous to help form the ecosystem.
Speaking on organic agriculture, Mr.
The Governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has performed the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of coordinated wholesale center for pharmaceutical and allied products in Oba Idemili South local government area in accordance with the National Drug Distribution Guidelines. Government House correspondent Valentine Badoga's report is taken from here.
That all the open drugs markets in Anambra will relocate to Oba on the completion of the center, including the popular Obogu market. Bridgehead Onitsha and noted that the project is in line with his plan to build a livable and prosperous homeland in Anambra State. The governor also said that Oba International Market will be revived to help form the ecosystem for a new technology-driven smart city, and re-echoed that the security of lives and property is top on the agenda of his government, calling on the people of Oba to cooperate with the government in that regard.
The regulatory bodies, NAFDAC and so on, everybody has agreed that Oba is the only approved location for the wholesale distribution center. Anambra State government has also signed on this, that the only place, after 24 months, Obogu will not just only be closed, we'll bulldoze it down, we'll level the place. There would no longer be Obogu. We have a plan of what we are going to put there.
This government policy on drug reduction is indeed a very welcome development, as drugs being chemical substances have the potentials to either cure or kill the society. Mr. Governor, sir, you are God sent. Indeed, you are a solution. As you are being called, just about 3 months in office, we are already in Oba. Can't we give Mr. Governor a round of applause?
We are grateful that you took out time from your busy schedule to attend the groundbreaking ceremony on the Coordinated Wholesale Center Project, CWC, in Oba. We salute your dynamism and dedication to making the project come to fruition, as the success of the project will bring some sanity to drug distribution in the southeast. Will provide jobs for our youth in Anambra, and may I add, will contribute significantly to fulfilling your campaign promise to Anambra, of producing millionaires in the states.
This is very advantageous, bearing in mind that Oba is so centrally located in Anambra State, and it's a good thing coming to the north and south. This is a huge market. Moving from Onitsha to Oba, it's no mean thing. It's a big one coming to us. We're happy for the governor and the people of Anambra State citing this market.
At completion, the Anambra State Coordinated Warehouse Center will have a perimeter fence, 3 entrance gates, 2,516 standard shops, and 888 offices. It will also provide for the National Agency for Food, Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, PCN, and other regulatory bodies' offices. Other components of the center include administrative building, police post, as well as fire station, and provisions have also been made for other infrastructure like sewage and water treatment plant, external power with solar street lights, embankment, and storm drains for flood mitigation, water supply distribution with overhead tank, among others. In attendance were the Speaker, Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Chokafo, Grand Patron, Anambra State Council of Traditional Rulers, and Traditional Ruler of Nnewi, Igwe Kenneth Orizu, representative of the National Agency for Food, Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, that of the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, among others. The youths of Oba rallied around Governor Soludo in solidarity as the governor performed the groundbreaking ceremony which climaxed the event.
Over 50 youths, farmers, food and value chain processors under the commercialization of biofortified crops, CBC, in Anambra State have been trained on improved processing techniques of biofortified food products, such as vitamin A maize, cassava and orange-fleshed sweet potato. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata's report is taken from our studio.
The two-day training held in Oka and organized by Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition in partnership with Harvest Plus was aimed at enhancing the consumption of nutritious and safe food and as well strengthening demand for nutrient-rich stable crops and creating enabling environment for biofortified foods and food products. Anambra State is one of the 10 states in Nigeria benefiting from the commercialization of biofortified crops project, significantly to expand production and consumption of biofortified crops and food through market development and commercialization in order to combat malnutrition rates and develop nutrient-rich varieties of essential crops. Speaking during the training, a resource person, Sir Emeka Okoli, disclosed that the annual event is to empower youths, farmers and food processors on improved techniques in processing, availability and affordability of foods in Nigeria to ensure they generate more income and to be distanced from vices, while explaining that biofortified crops are enriched with vitamins and micronutrients like iron and zinc. Sir Emeka urged the participants to imbibe the knowledge that will help them build their lives from the training.
We've been doing this training for the past 1 year. We've been training processors on this biofortified crops because part of the problem farmers face is when they produce, we don't have off-takers. Processors are off-takers, and they put it in the form that will elongate their shelf life. Fighting hidden hunger cannot be only through produce. Products and confectionaries will help us drive hunger and malnutrition away from the society.
With the team improving business capabilities to deliver more nutritious foods in Nigeria, the facilitator, Mr. Belumi Alibisala, noted that despite government's effort to ensure that malnutrition in Nigeria is combated, it is still increasing as a result of less quality, non-hygienic and safety products from food processors, calling on processors to ensure that their products are safe for consumption. He explained that biofortification has the capacity to make impact at household and industrial level. Hence, scaling and commercialization of biofortified crops will make huge positive impacts on the economy and help reduce malnutrition.
The commercialization of biofortified crops is a project by GAIN and Harvest Plus, in Nigeria here, which is working to ensure that people have access to more nutritious food. So this training is to train processors of cassava, maize, and sweet potato in Anambra State on how to process using efficient and more improved processing techniques.
Some participants of the event, Mr. Kenechukwu Ebelendo from Agwata and Uju Anamude from Oka North Local Government Area, thanked the sponsors and noted that with the training on biofortification of crops, scarcity of varieties of food will be reduced drastically.
It was an evening for accolades as speaker after speaker paid glowing tributes on Chike Ike Ndokwelu, who presented the book titled My Life Journey. The 10-chapter book is the third in the series of the retired civil servant turned writer. Chief Ike Ndokwelu, who hails from Umolu Village, Oga, in Agwata Local Government area of Anambra State, has written 2 other books, Life in Retirement and the Memoirs of Chief Ike Ndokwelu. ABS Abuja Bureau Chief's report is taken from here.
To the book reviewer, Professor Uka Ezenwe, the book is written in plain, readable English and clearly conveys the author's valuable life account to educate, inspire, and motivate the reader. In her presentation of the author's citation, Professor Chinelo Belagunzelibe, Chief Ike Ndokwelu is an apostle of mentorship, a knowledge maker, and extraordinary teacher who led to the renewal of culture in his hometown, Oga, championed education for the girl child. Hence, they are all grateful to him for assisting to make them what they are today.
We admire from a very far distance. This is a man who turned around the educational landscape of Uga. This is a man who decided that girls must go to school, and I'm one of those girls. This is a man who taught us what basic hygiene is all about. This is a man who revived culture in Ugaland, making it more modern and acceptable that whether you're a Christian or a pagan, you know the culture and know what is expected of you, and know the behavioral ethos, motives, the do's and don'ts of the community.
For Chief Ndokwelu, he started writing because he wants to remain alive even after death. As a look at his book means one is interacting with him, and the younger generation will learn from his successes and failures so as to be guided in life, become disciplined, and believe that there could be blessing in every disappointment. He said some lifestyles that have kept him fit and trim include work, morning and evening, and social interactions. Hence, he has conveyed associations such as the Old Agwata Association for Retired Federal Civil Servants, among others.
One of the reasons why I write is to let the younger ones know and appreciate me, learn from my mistakes, learn from my problems, and also learn that it is good to be disciplined, because without discipline you are going nowhere.
It was a gathering of who is who in the society, including the traditional head of Ubahua Kija, His Royalty Engineer Otis Sanyeji, Igwe Ugonabo of Neni, Chief Patrick Ikwetos, SAM, Metro Officers of Knights of St. Mulumba, and Knights of Sub-Councils, among others. In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide, ABS News.
Wife of the governor of Anambra State, Mrs. Nonye Soludo, has condoled with the Chewuka family of his Sofia, Agwata local government area over the death of the son, Mr. Cyril Chewuka. The late Mr. Chewuka was kidnapped alongside the member representing Agwata Constituency 2 in the Anambra State House of Assembly, Honorable Okechukwu Okoye. They were shockingly murdered a few days later. In her condolence message, Mrs. Soludo, who also hails from Isofia, described late Mr. Chewuka as a humble and hardworking gentleman who pursued his dream with honesty and resilience. She said that the death of the two kinsmen resonates shock and tears with each recollection, but stated that she takes confidence in the keen drive with which the present administration, led by her husband, Professor Chukuma Soludo, is tackling security threats in the state. The governor's wife, while asking the Chebo cast to find fortitude in their son's death but impactful life, further noted that those who have laid devilish battles against the state would eventually bear the consequences of shame and wickedness. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency has taken delivery of additional mobile assets for enhanced maritime security under his Deep Blue project. According to the agency, 2 unmanned aircraft systems, 9 interceptor patrol boats, and 10 armored vehicles have been added to the existing assets earlier procured by the federal government. Director General NIMASA, Dr. Bashir Jamal, while thanking President Buhari for his sustained support in the fight against sea piracy and other maritime crimes, said the additional equipment would improve on the gains recorded in securing the Gulf of Guinea and Nigerian maritime domain. Jamal, who described the recently held Gulf of Guinea Maritime Collaboration Forum in Abuja as a success in rallying international support in the suppression of maritime insecurity, added that Nigeria's commitment in regional maritime security would always be sustained. These newly procured assets would assist us in building on the gains already recorded in the fight against piracy, sea robbery, oil theft, kidnapping, illegal fishing activities, and others. The Bankers Committee, led by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, the Nigeria Port Authority, NPA, and the Nigeria Customs Service, NCS, have resolved to form a working group to identify and implement measures to address constraints to non-oil exports. This was one of the highlights of the maiden edition of the biannual non-oil summit organized by the Bankers Committee in Lagos. Among other things, the working group is to take measures to tackle logistics and documentation challenges in the non-oil export value chain. The decision to set up the work group follows appeals by the CBN Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, to the NPA, Customs, and other stakeholders groups in the export value chain to support the achievement of the Race to $200 billion non-oil earnings program of the Apex Bank. According to Emefiele, achieving the $200 billion non-oil export earnings requires partnership and support of all the government agencies and stakeholders. At least 2 people have been killed and 7 others injured following an attack on a Sikh temple in the Afghan capital, Kabul, officials said. A Taliban Interior Ministry spokesman told Reuters news agency that attackers had laden a car with explosive, but it had detonated before reaching its target. A spokesman for the commander of Kabul security forces said soldiers have taken control of the area and cleared it of attackers. One Sikh worshipper and a Taliban fighter have been killed during the clearing operation, he added. Members of the Sikh community said they were being prevented from entering the building by the Taliban. Afghanistan's Taliban rulers say they have secured the country since taking power in August, but international officials and analysts say the risk of a resurgence in violence remains. Sikhs are a tiny religious minority in largely Muslim Afghanistan, comprising about 300 family members before the fall of the country to the Taliban. Many had left the country in the wake of the takeover, according to community members and media reports. The Sikh community, like other religion minorities, has been the continual target of violence in Afghanistan. Sports. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria has rescheduled the trials for the World Athletics Championship built for Oregon, USA, and the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, United Kingdom. The trials will now hold from June 24 to 26 in Benin, Edo State. The AFF revealed that the move was to accommodate all athletes who have signified interest in the championships and have met the entry standard for the event. According to the AFN Technical Director, Samuel Onikeku, the move will boost Nigeria's chances of presenting 10 teams in all 5 relays at the World Athletics Championships in Oregon. Only the women's 4x100 meter and the mixed relay teams have qualified for Oregon. The men's 4x100 meter and 4x400 meter relay teams are yet to qualify, as well as the women's 4x400 meter relay team, added Onikeku. This does not give us the guarantee we will still be in Oregon in those relay events. Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV and log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. For live streaming services for all your events, call us on 0703-249-85150, 0803-388-8526. And now a recap of the main points before we go on the news. State government has demonstrated readiness to construct Center for Pharmaceutical Products. Governor Soludo has flagged off 2022 farming season. NIMASA has taken delivery of mobile assets to enhance maritime security. And finally, at least 2 people have been killed and several others injured as blast hit Kabul Sikh temple. And here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Enujaki. Good night.